viridis. Euglena viridis is another microscopic protoctist. It is classified into kingdom Animalia and phylum Euglenophita, euglemoid flagellates. It is usually found in muddy waters of slow-running streams, stagnant pools and ditches contaminated with feces of farm animals. Structure of Euglena euglena is a unicellular spindle-shaped organism about 0.1 mm long. It possesses both plant and animal features. Hence, euglena is said to form a bridge between plants and animals. It has a blunt anterior, a broad middle portion and a tapering posterior end. It has a fixed shape. The body is covered with a thin, clear, flexible pellicle which has a cell membrane beneath it. The cytoplasm has a thin, more solid outer zone, the ectoplasm, plasmagle, and an inner more fluid and granular endoplasm. Plasma. There is a gullet at the anterior end of the body with a reservoir at its base. On one side of the reservoir is a dark pigment spot, eye spot, which is sensitive to light intensity. Arising from the base of the gullet is a long slender whip-like structure called flagellum, singular, for locomotion. A contractile vacuole is found near the gullet and endoplasm. It has rod-shaped, stellate, chlorolase radiates from a central zone of paramylum granules and pyrenoids for starch storage. The greenish nature of the organism is due to the presence of the stellate chlorolase in the cytoplasm used for photosynthesis. The nucleus lies towards the posterior end of the body. The cytoplasm also has spirally arranged contractile thread-like structures called monomes. Life processes in euglena. Nutrition. Euglena produces its own food by the process of photosynthesis, using simple inorganic materials such as carbon dioxide dissolved in the surrounding water and energy from the sun trapped by chlorophyll within the chlorolase. The absorbed blood energy is used in the synthesis of glucose. The glucose is converted into starch and stored in the paramylum granules and pyrenoids within the chlorolase. Mineral salts in the surrounding water diffuse into the cell, combine with glucose to form other food substances such as proteins. Excretion. Euglena has a contractile vacuole which it uses to excrete water and waste. The excess water and waste materials to be excreted are drawn into the contractile vacuole. The contractile vacuole enlarges and breaks out through the cell membrane to release its content into the surrounding water. Euglena moves in a zigzag maneuver by the lashing of its flagellum against the water, thereby producing a force wave which moves it forward. The movement involves rotations about its anterior-posterior axis. This wriggling movement is referred to as euglemoid movement. Irritability. Euglena is sensitive to light, touch and chemicals. It has a light-sensitive swelling and pigment spots as sense light needed for photosynthesis. It moves away quickly from unfavorable stimuli. Reproduction. Euglena reproduces asexually by binary fission. During this period, the matured cell becomes dormant, stops moving, and the nucleus divides into two, followed by the cytoplasm from the anterior end to the posterior end. One of the daughter cells bears the parental flagellum whilst the other develops its flagellum as it grows. This occurs during favorable conditions. However, during unfavorable conditions, it forms cysts which has a thick wall around it. Within the cyst, the organism divides a number of times, awaiting favorable conditions to break out. Animal-like features of euglena. 1. Presence of pellicle as an outer covering of the organism. 2. Presence of gullet. 3. Presence of light-sensitive spot to detect light. 4. Presence of a contractile vacuole for osmoregulation. 5. Presence of flagellum for locomotion. Plant-like features of euglena. 1. Presence of chlorolase for photosynthesis. 2. Presence of pyrenoids and paramylum granules in the cytoplasm for food storage. Economic importance of euglena. 1. It removes carbon dioxide from its environment and releases oxygen, which is used by other organisms for respiration. 2. For scientific research.